everybody. What's up, though?
What up, though?
Hey, thank you for tuning in to Clink, the recap. We are your hosts,
Cam,
and I'm Kay. And we are reviewing Johnson. I always want to put an S on there. You know how like some of us black folks do, like put an S on stuff.
I ain't gonna go there. Johnson.
So what's this Johnson? So we are reviewing Johnson. It is a Bounce original show, and it's showing on, if you want to catch up, seasons 1 and 2 and 3 is on the Brown Sugar app.
Brown Sugar. Give me some of your brown sugar.
Right. So we just thank you for stopping by. You know, if it's your first time, welcome to watch your foot cam. For y'all love and got this equipment up in here. I'm like, okay. So it's your first time. Welcome to our channel. Welcome to our podcast, Clink with Cam and Kay. And we are delighted that you took the time to show up and watch us. Yes. You know, and Tuesdays, our episodes are mainly recaps of shows that we watch. So just to give you a little background about us, we are sister friends. You know, we are filmmakers, we are podcasters, creators, all the things. And Cam, just let them know what you are in right now, what they can see on Tubi while I turn on this light.
Okay, y'all. While she turned on the light right now, since it's the Christmas season, I am in a Christmas movie called The Perfect Gift, written by Jada Alonce Jones with XS Films. And also you can see me in a series called Street Legal by Dennis Reed and a couple other things on Tubi.
Yep. And you can go ahead and check out my latest mini movie, Fun and Games, is on my channel. My link tree. My link tree is linktree/DK Marie. So you'll find it there. Yep. And yeah, so
we got stuff going on, y'all.
We got stuff going on, and this is like our holiday episode. You see the snow on the screen and all that good stuff. And also, I know you guys, you know, you watch the recaps, but we are having something very special just for you on our Sip and Chat show on the 21st. We're gonna do like a holiday pajama episode.
Pajama jammy jam.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pajama jammy jam. But we want to hear from you because we're gonna play some of the audios that you guys record for us when you tell us your favorite holiday traditions.
We really want to hear.
We really want to hear from you. So that description, not description, but the website is gonna be in the description. So you have until the 17th.
And it could be serious. It could be funny. It could be whatever you want it to be.
We want to hear from you because we're going to play it on that episode on the 21st. And the deadline to get it in is the 17th. And you can go to speakpipe, speakpipe.com/Kamike. All right, Johnson.
Soon and very soon.
Now.
Johnson.
That's on it.
I did it first. So we're doing episodes 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm. So,
girl.
Oh my God. So this scene, the opening scene is really funny. I liked it. So Keith comes to the barbershop. His appointment was at 10 o'clock. So he got there about 9:55.
Yes. Early,
you know. So the two barbers, they were like, they were just looking like, you too early. But he was like, how can I be early? But that goes to show, it was funny to see like how men are. We have the same issues like in the salon. That's why I don't go to salons like that anymore.
I will go, but like if they don't, I have an appointment. So when I come for my appointment, now if you finishing up, you know, laying somebody's edges down, I'm okay. But if you got like a whole half a head or
I remember one time I came, a couple times. When I was like, you know, relaxed and I was getting my hair done all the time. I came and she was just washing the girl's head. She didn't do the style yet. Then blow dry.
That's horrible.
I was like, oh my God.
So we can totally relate
so
to
we can
when
relate.
he came and he was ready to get his hair cut because he had stuff to do. And
right.
he was like, I can basically like fit you in between 3 or 4 other people. I would have been pissed.
Oh, and it was so funny because, like he said, his appointment was at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
He got there at 9:55. So when he sat down, he asked, it was 2 guys on the side of him. So he asked one guy, like to his left, like, how long you been here? He was like, man, this is my 2nd episode of Maury. They're an hour.
Right. So come on, we gotta do better. But that was hilarious. It was true. So then it was funny because he got on the phone and he started calling his boys, like, trying to find somebody to give him a haircut because he wanted to go on a date with Bianca.
Yeah. So the next scene is Omar is meeting with his lawyer. Of course, they got the video of him acting a fool, being angry dad, and it went viral with 20,000 views.
And she's like, this is not good.
And she recommends that he goes to anger management class.
And of course, he's like, I'm not an angry black man. And she's like, okay, but I'm not asking you really. I'm telling you that's what you need to do if you want to win this case.
Yeah, so because Omar have some anger issues.
And he was like, she wouldn't do that to me. And she was explaining to him, when you're going for custody, things can get really sticky. Because first of all, why is she going for custody in the first place?
Yeah.
So if you're going for custody, you feeling a certain type of way. So
yep,
she gave him the right advice.
She did. So next we see Greg and Selena. They're in bed. And she asked him, she said, tell me what you love about me. You know how we do,
He was like, yo, doggy style. No,
he did not. Yo, gawk. Okay.
That was a joke. He didn't say that.
He did not. She told him that she appreciated him being there. And as long as they're growing and building, she's good.
So she's trying to say, like, no pressure. Not a whole lot of pressure, even though she's
right. And then I have in my notes, I said, this is a conversation that we all have at one point. It's like, that especially when you feel like it's like stuck, it's like, okay, don't want to move forward. What exactly do you like about me? Do you even want me?
I think sometimes that's a loaded question because I think women that we think a lot more in depth than men do. They don't be thinking about that. They be like, if I can give me some, I got a cool girl who don't stress me out, and I can get some food, I'm straight. But women, we be like, okay, where are we going? What's up with the future? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, it's good to know because we don't want to waste our time.
Yeah, we want to be on the same page.
Same page. Yep.
Yeah.
So that was cute. So like a lot of these, it's so relatable. The show is very relatable.
So many levels.
Yeah, no matter what stage you are in your life, it's like it's relatable.
They did a good job with this.
Mm-hmm. So we see Jarvis in his element, which is he's at his brokerage firm, and his assistant Danny tells Jarvis that the guy that he showed a house to was questioning if he was really the owner of the firm.
Yeah, because they were a Caucasian couple, and his wife, she was feeling Jarvis, honey. She was trying to see if he would swing a shorty low, and he was feeling real uncomfortable.
Yeah, but one thing, because Danny, and you all will see how she is in the future episodes.
His wife?
No, his assistant, Danny.
I think she's cool, though.
Yeah, she's cool. And so she was like, you know how they do. But he didn't go there. He kind of like downplayed it, kind of like blaming himself, saying that people are particular who they do business with. And he said, I may have been dressed casual, a little bit too casual.
He wasn't. He had on a dress shirt and some slacks. They just straight up, were being a little
right because Danny gave him a look like that shouldn't even matter.
Right, because professionalism is professionalism.
Yeah. So Omar calls Jarvis, but he's on the golf course practicing his swing because he's gearing up to take the meeting with Kevin and his daddy.
He's still reluctant, and he's like, he's not really feeling it, but he's like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to appease my wife and to see what the opportunity might be.
Yeah, and then I like how because I had this in my notes too. I said I love how this show depicts like men having real friendships because while he was calling, Jarvis uncle, he was calling him to tell him something. So he told Jarvis to call Greg.
Great. Yeah.
And then Greg, then he got on the three-way, and then he told him to call Keith. And I'm like, oh, that is so cute. I'm like,
I like right. They do the same. That just goes to show, like us women, that we are our male counterparts. They do the same things we do.
Mm-hmm.
We may think that they don't do it, but they talk to each other about what's
Mm-hmm.
going on in their relationships. They ask each other for advice. So
Real men that have friendships,
yeah,
and they
and they're solid friends.
yes, yeah, and I like to see that. So Omar basically have all the fellas on the line and let them know that his uncle Eugene is having his Hughley having his annual poker party game and the buy-in
slash gouging because right. He like them raised the stuff up from
250 to 500, right? So he doubled it. So
trying to make a profit.
And he got cash. But it's all good. So they agreed to do that, except for Keith because he said that he's going to be going out to the salsa club with Bianca.
Keith was relieved, honey, because he wasn't trying to spend that $500 because he's a creative. He really didn't have it.
Right. So Keith, arrives at the salsa place with Bianca. He's at the bar. Mm-hmm.
This girl got him. She just, honey, flashed them that smile, honey, toot them tits, and poke out that booty, honey, and he don't know what to do with himself. He asked her again, did she tag him? She's got all his pictures, all her pictures that he took of her on IG and everywhere. She still hasn't tagged him.
Yep. And then so he was like, oh, so this is a date, because she was like, yeah, it's a group date. So she's doing stuff to make it seem like, like you said, friend zone, but she's leading him on, she's stringing him along because she's not being forthright.
And then how you gonna have all of your friends at the bar and say, hey, everyone, we're getting shots, and it's a group date? He didn't know them heifers. She just did that so they could get free drinks, and I thought that was really a lot of gaslighting.
That's right. If you guys hear music in the background, I don't know if you do or not, but if you do, that's my phone. It is loud as hell. Okay.
I don't know why she playing Christmas songs. Lord Jesus.
It's Christmas in a couple of weeks.
She's one of them.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong being in Christmas. So Bianca is tripping.
Yeah.
He gets there, she's like trying to show him how to salsa, and this boy has 2 left feet. He don't have no. I was like, Lord, what you doing? He didn't even know how to move a hip, nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't even think he know how to do a 2-step. He looked really awkward.
Right. So I believe this part is when the other guys are at
the
poker game, and this is when Eugene, Omar's uncle, learns that he is separated because I forgot who Greg opened up his mouth. He always
that's always one. You gotta tell all the business. And he's like, I didn't know you were separated.
Yeah.
But at this time he has to do a buy-in because he busted out, and he tell him he can get some money from him with interest.
Mm-hmm. I was
like, what kind of uncle are you?
Right, interest. I was like, okay, I'm like, but hey, everybody family different.
But it was like they were all fish though. It's like the older cats at the game, they all play together, so they would like take right.
So the friends is Rodney Perry and Earthquake. So
it was funny. They had a really nice exchange.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
So it goes back to Keith. Like you said, Keith is still upset that Bianca did not tag him. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like she forgot. She didn't forget.
Then a dude walks up and calls her name in mid-conversation, and she just walks away from him.
Yeah, she started, dancing with him and all of that.
Dancing, honey. They doing like Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
And she just leaves him just looking stupid.
He just watching. So because he's about to leave, because that's when he asked about the pictures, and he was like, Bianca, explained that was somebody that's a regular, he's the friend. He's the one that taught her. He's like, that's funny because you were supposed to teach me, Right. So he at that moment he was like kind of over it, so he leaves.
She is so self-indulging and involved with herself.
Yeah, so he leaves, right? And remember, he at the stop sign and his phone, they don't show us who calling him.
It's blowing
It's
up.
blowing, and he just like put it down. And she was like, really? She's on the side of him like, really? She was like,
And
you
then
don't know my call.
And he is such a simp. He's like, I don't answer the phone when I'm driving or something like that. I'm like, no, stand up to her. Be like, I'm like, this is the only thing with this show. I'm like, where are your sisters at? Because sometimes a brother have a sister that'll keep him up on game.
He's the only child. So we meet his mama later.
Right, your mama should have gave you a sibling because you needed a sister. So she could,
Right. So Omar goes to his first anger management class.
Oh Lord, and honey, that therapist.
Yeah, she seemed like she's good, but
what was funny though is like all the guys in there had like real issues. They were like, "Did you hit somebody?
Right. Did you bash his head against the?" He was just like,
no.
So he just just verbally abused, not just because that's an issue too, but he verbally abused the older guy. So
but they wanted him to be violent. They were looking
at him like, they did
like whatever.
So it goes back to Jarvis on a golf court with Kevin and his dad. This scene
was very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable because
they were talking to him like he was in a affirmative action program, and they were giving him all the opportunities in the world. Like he's not a successful businessman or anything
on his own, right?
And he was like, so they get into dialogue, and he tells them, well, I'm not trying to be hired. And they was like, oh, we weren't gonna hire you. I was like, well, damn.
Right, just as a consultant, because Jarvis like, I don't want to work for anybody else again. That's why the whole point of me having my own business.
Right.
So they was like, well, no, you won't. You'll just be like a consultant.
But they was like, hey.
Yeah, but so then Keith is looking at some storefront property for his photography studio, potentially.
But he balling on a budget, a shoestring budget, a White Castle budget.
Right. So the realtor, she tells him that he can see it because she's about to show somebody else the spot, right, and there was this black guy.
He's like, "Ooh, this is the perfect space for me to film my porn." And she's like, "Whoa!"
Right. He says it's film. She's like, "What type of film?" Because she's asking him in the field, like, what you're going to use the space for. So Keith was like, for my photography studio.
Right. And he like excuses himself because when she says how much the rate ballpark, he's like, oh, okay, let me get out of here.
Right. Because he wants a short-term lease.
Right. Because he doesn't have a lot of money. So he's just trying to. So when he decides to do that, she is like so like scared. She looked afraid of the guy.
Because he left and it was just the two of them, and she was like, wait. So
she went out. She told the guy, I got to get this application out the car. So she went to the car, got the application, and caught up with Keith and offered like maybe we could work something out.
Yeah,
because she don't want that porn guy in there.
All right,
but I wouldn't either. That's kind of weird.
What the heck? And it's like it's storefront. It's right there.
You can see everything.
Okay. So we go back to the golf course. So Kevin's dad is talking to Jarvis about the position. They want him to come in as a consultant, and
he's a little bit reluctant.
He is, because what his dad was saying, like he's like, we want to give somebody like you a minority a chance. Yeah, okay. And so Jarvis looking kind of like.
He already has an attitude because he doesn't like the guy Keith. He feels like he's condescending because Kevin. He's been given a silver spoon in his mouth. He hasn't worked. He's kind of
thinking about it though, because Dad was like, how about we give you $50,000 up front? So Jarvis' tune kind of changed. Like, we can think about that. We can think about that.
But I love the fact that he said he's gonna think about it and not just act
like jump on it. Right. Oh yes, the boss. Okay.
Yeah.
50,000.
Now you said 500,000. I might have said yes, real quick. But 50,000 is not a whole lot of money.
Not when you think about it. So the next thing we go back to Omar. He's in the class has ended. So the I'm about to say his teacher. So the therapist, she was like, "Do you have a paper for me to sign?"
She thought that he was on parole or
It's
he
like
had
a
to have
court
some
order.
court order because that's what she's probably used to.
Yeah.
That's what she alluded to. And he's like, no, I'm here on my own volition. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get a court order. I don't have to be here.
And I love another conversation they have because I'm like, I'm so glad that the creator and the writer touched on this.
It was real raw dialogue because the
Um,
stuff, the exchange going back and forth was
because
like,
she said she was shocked because she knows that black men, black people, especially black men, it's a stigma in the community to go and seek help. You know, they just stick to the church. And that is so
it's
true.
true.
And I like how they are. The writer is just bringing that awareness because my 9 to 5, I work at I work in the mental health field. So.
But I like the fact that they kept it really raw. It wasn't sugar coated. They showed the awkwardness of the conversation, even though it was real on both sides. But they showed that it was an uncomfortable conversation, but it was great dialogue to show us as viewers like that needed to be had, and just to show that. Because at first it seemed like she was being really kind of like stank.
Right, but she
like,
was. She's just trying to understand.
She didn't understand.
Yeah, she's been in the. But he was like, okay, you know what you're talking about. She said, "Well, I hope so. I've been doing this for 40 years, you know."
Yeah, so it was good to see for the viewers to see that sometimes people are ignorant; they don't know. Which ignorance means, she did not have knowledge of. She wasn't used to talking to a strong, educated black man, and they exchanged. They had an uncomfortable conversation, but they came to a great solution in a good space of understanding.
Right. So Jarvis is home and he's having second thoughts. He's talking to his wife. You know, he tells her what's going on, and she was like, "No, I'm glad the meeting went well, blah blah blah." But he was like, "I don't know, there's something about that." He said, "Because they only asked me 2 questions and they offered me $50,000." And
so basically, his wife seems to be in the loop. She already knew what was going on before he even got home.
She set it up. She already
she set it up. But sometimes, it's good to help your mate, but give them that freedom because she's like, she wants him to get that money. She wants him to be.
And she didn't think it was odd. Of course, she wouldn't.
She don't understand the plight of being a black man.
Oh, so this part right here, I'm like, why? Okay.
What part?
So we know that Greg is like a rideshare provider. You know, he drive for Uber or Lyft or something like that. So he sees who he's supposed to pick up. So he picks her up, and it ends up being his ex fiance Ari,
that he hasn't seen or talked to.
Yes. So she didn't pay attention that it was him. He was like, "You must didn't see who it was." He was like, "Nah," and he was like, he was debating it. He was thinking about canceling. She was like, "Why are you gonna do me like that?" So she gets in the back seat. Homegirl is just fishing.
She's looking at him like he's a piece of chocolate and she want to take a bite.
But we know that, she broke it off with him because I guess she was cheating with her work husband, and that didn't work out.
And then that was who he was picking her up from the date from. She was hugging on him and stuff, but he like,
no, I think that was somebody else. Because she said that they broke up. They broke up some time ago. The work husband. She was just out. So she asked, she talking to him and everything, and she asked about the wing. Remember that wing spot that we used to like? Well, can you take me over there? Of course, he took her to the wing spot. And then Greg called, while she's in there, Greg calls up Omar because they're at Jarvis's house watching the hockey game. And Greg felt some kind of way because he was like, "How come he didn't invite me? I like hockey."
Yeah, he's the only one of them that does like hockey. And then he feels a certain type of way, so they rush him off the phone. He like gets off the phone because he's like over it, and plus he got her in the back seat. So she's in the wing spot. She's on her way back out.
Yeah, so she gets So, but Omar was like, "What?" He was like, Ari? So, they get off the phone because she was coming, and, she picked him up some food, and she was in the front seat.
And he's like, "Why are you up here?"
Right.
She was
So
throwing it at him. She just wanted
she
him to
was
take
she
a bite. But
was
see,
she was
sometimes the
throwing it.
grass ain't always green on the other side.
Yeah.
But he
So
wasn't biting though. He was like, mm-mm.
so he drops her off. You could tell she wanted him to come in.
Mm-hmm.
The way she was like looking and
My door won't open.
Right, he wanted her like to reach over. Girl, I know you know a door handle.
Stop it.
So he didn't fall for it, and so it goes back to the guys at the hockey game at Jarvis's house, and so they were Omar wanted to know like what's up. So
they all sitting there.
Jarvis feels a certain kind of way that he feels that Greg has changed since he came back from Connecticut from college.
Yeah. So they have a sort of disconnect there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because Omar and Keith, they sitting there, they like, when they gonna fight?
Right. And
like,
they start fighting.
See the fight.
They start fighting. Keith got geeked. So again, Ari gets out of the car and everything, and her phone is left on the seats.
She was looking around a whole lot before she got off the car, so it was obvious that she was.
You think I was like, did she really need that?
I think she did because she was looking around like she was trying to figure out a way to get him, Right. So he drops her off. He didn't even know the phone was in the car. But the thing I did love is when he got home to his woman's house, he threw that food in the trash. He didn't even eat it. I was like, yes. Yeah. I don't know though, because you could have brought the wings in the house. No, this way.
And he probably did. So we're going into the next episode. So wait a minute, hold on, y'all. It's just those like those. Oh, so that was that it? Okay, so that was it.
That was episodes 3 and 4.
Episodes 3 and 4.
Johnson.
Yep. So we are going to come back next week with episodes 5 and 6.
So until then, thank you for joining us on our sip and chat.
No, this is the recap.
But we sipping and chatting with the hot chocolate roll.
It is hot.
All right. Thank you. And remember, send in those questions to what questions? For the thing next week and the thing.
It's not send in let us know what your favorite traditions, your favorite holiday traditions are, or what was your worst holiday. We want to know about your holiday tradition so we can play it on our December 21st show. And the deadline to submit is December 17th. And the link is going to be in the description, but it's SpeakPipe, SpeakPipe.com/Cam and K.
So until next time.
Bye.